Hello and welcome to Piggy Bank Tales. My name is Sarah and I am a single income household. I live in Southern California. Also, I get paid bi-weekly, which means every other week. Sometimes people say bi-monthly, which also means getting paid twice a month. But I do get paid every other week. Today is July 26th when I'm doing this video. This is the second paycheck for the month of July for me. It's my final paycheck for the month of July. So I'm gonna jump into the budget and finish budgeting out the rest of July with that money, also putting some money into next month's bills. This paycheck also includes 4 days of vacation pay. As I explained in my previous video, I was off the first week of July, which I've been in this new place for about 3 weeks. If you're new to the channel, I recently relocated to Southern California about a year and a half ago. And then more recently, 3 weeks ago, I moved from Oxnard, California to Ventura, California, where I'm now renting an apartment from a private landlord. It's considered an ADU, attached dwelling unit. I live above the garage of the family home. I got paid $2,473.52. So this paycheck had 74.94 hours on it. There were 11 days on this paycheck, so it's still a little low than, working 40 hours a week. And also part of that issue was that I had 4 days of vacation pay since I was off that first week of July, and my work does not pay us a full 8 hours for our vacation days. They pay us an average of the last 6 months, our weekly average hours. So it turns out where it's something like a little bit over 6 hours a day I've been working, which is a miracle because I know there were several weeks where I was not working 6 hours a day. I was working much less than that. I feel like this paycheck could have been a little bit higher if it wasn't actually the vacation days on it. But this is about my normal, and I'm hoping that my next paycheck will be $2,600. I'm gonna just look at the budget, and right off the bat, I do have some goals that I'm trying to focus on right now. My number one priority is to build up my emergency fund. I think it's at almost $1,200. It's at $1,199.25. I would like to save up for at least 3 months living expenses. That's my short-term goal for this emergency fund. And then I would like a 6-month emergency fund saved up. Whether or not I'm going to put money into my retirement accounts while I'm doing this emergency fund, I don't know. I think the money guys would suggest no, and to just focus on building up this emergency fund first. So I might just do that. I do have a 401k account that is automatically withdrawn from each paycheck, so I'm not going to worry about changing that. I have it set to only pull out 3% because that's my company match. So there's a small investment going into my retirement funds, but I think right now my priority is going to be to build up this emergency fund. I also have a goal of trying to save up for this sleep cot, even though my son may not visit me Labor Day weekend as planned, because I was going to buy this cot for either himself to sleep on or me to sleep on, and then my parents would stay here in my room in my bed. I still think I'm going to plan on saving up for this sleeping cot for whoever comes to visit me. So I still plan on saving up for this cot. The other important thing is new tires. I'm going to need new tires. My goal is to try to get those funded by November. So I have not put a dime towards my new tires. So that's another goal. The other thing that I would like to do with this paycheck, and we'll just see what happens after I pay the bills, is I would like to give my parents a little bit of money, even if it's like $100, because my son is living with them. It costs money to feed him, so I would like to give some money to my parents if possible. I would also maybe like to give a little bit of money to my son. He's been looking for a job since January pretty much, and he thinks his old job might hire him back, which is why he may not come to see me in September. let's go ahead and first take care of the overspent categories as always. The reason why there's some that are overspent, I got more gas than was in my budget because I knew I got paid. So there's an overspent category, and I did buy some things at the grocery store yesterday. And I had talked about how every week I'm going on Fridays to this taco truck that sells $1.25 tacos. And what I did is I actually bought tacos for 2 nights. So I bought some that I had for dinner last night, and then I bought some to eat leftovers for today because it came out to $13. So $13 for 2 meals, fast food meals, is very cheap. So that's why you're going to see some overspent categories here. Okay, so for groceries, I overspent $16.71. If there's a category that I could take it from, I'll do that, or I just might take it from ready to assign. And it doesn't look like, I mean, the only thing that I could take this out of would be the $1.85 from my dining out, but I think I'm just going to take it from the ready to assign. Okay, gas, I overspent $12.93. So again, I'm going to take this from ready to assign. And this was because I did have to fill up yesterday, and I think I only had $23 left. Bunnies overspent by $25.22. I think I mentioned that they've been little escape artists in my previous video. They have managed to jump out of the little fencing area that I block off to let them run around through, like in the living room during the day. And I'm really, really mad at myself for letting them run around like without me securing it a little better. They did manage to push part of the fencing open, and they chewed 2 big holes in my $300 rug. So I'm really upset about that. And the worst part is I do have little bunny cameras on them so I can see what they're doing, and I could see that they were escaping in and out of the little gate. And instead of me just canceling a client and coming home to put them back into the smaller pen where they cannot get out of, I just decided to keep my appointments. And yeah, that cost me $300 worth of damage instead of my hourly rate of just canceling that client like I should have done. Whatever, it is what it is. It's part of the risk of having rabbits that you allow to free roam. Rabbits are not supposed to be like caged up in these little bunny cages that are sold in pet stores. They had a much larger space in my studio because it was open, so they had a little bit more area to set up the pen, but I'm kind of limited now into the living room that they're in. So, which is why I set up the little fencing to give them more room to run around throughout the day. Anyhow, so that's part of the risk of having rabbits, is they can cause a lot of damage, even more damage than dogs and cats do to your property, because they just want to chew all the time. They're notorious chewers. So they will chew furniture, baseboards, rugs, carpet, anything that is not like laying down flat and really tightly woven. Sorry for that little tangent. Okay, household items. I don't even remember what I bought here. So I did buy some more toilet paper. I went to Dollar General, and I'm so mad because I don't go to Dollar General very often. So I signed up for the app because I saw that they had advertised that this toilet paper was $7.95 in the store on sale, which is still cheaper than what you would find in a regular grocery store. And then if you downloaded the app, you got an additional $1 off. And then I read on how to use the digital coupons, and you add it to your app that you have, and then you enter your phone number at the cashier checkout, and then it's supposed to mark the digital coupon. Well, I did that. I entered my phone number. I had it downloaded in my app. I saw that it was there in the app, and yet the $1 was not deducted. And there was such a long line. There was one cashier, and there was such a long line behind me. I didn't want to like cause a scene and be like, hey, I'm supposed to get $1 off on this. So it's my bad for not speaking up. But I mean, it was still probably a good deal on this toilet paper because it's the mega rolls. And usually I pay $8 for just standard rolls. So whatever. I went to this little market to get a fly swatter. It was 99 cents. And then these are supposed to be little things that help pick up pet hair and stuff in your wash. I don't have a dryer, but you can throw them in the dryer, that I also saw at the grocery outlet. So I picked those up. overspent $29.36. Okay, so all of the categories there are taken care of. Since this is my paycheck 2, I'm always going to click paycheck 2 because this tells me what I need to use this paycheck for, what bills are coming up or what have you. Good thing here is I can finally hide this Wi-Fi category because I no longer have a Wi-Fi bill because all of my utilities are included. So the first thing I want to do is end this target because there's no target anymore. I'm just going to cancel it, put delete down here, no longer have a target for Wi-Fi. And then I'm going to hide this category because I don't need it anymore. Another thing that I should go back and do is hide the electricity bill, this one right here, because I no longer have this either. I think there's a target here as well. So I'm going to delete the target and then again, hide that. That is really exciting to know that I don't have any utilities to pay for anymore because it's included in my rent. Okay, back to paycheck 2. I have not been that great with the subscription. So I'm just going to go ahead and add like whatever it is it's telling me, $35.18. But right now this is just counting my Disney Plus, which is $2.99 a month. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep it. If I keep it, I think it's $10.99 a month. So I may just have to go through and set up a new target amount because also have to debate whether or not I want to renew my Costco membership. I don't shop at Costco maybe once a year and I don't buy gas there. But when I do go to Costco, I like to buy bulk meat, so like chicken, whole ribeye steaks, and I slice them myself. But yeah, I only go like maybe once or twice a year. So I need to really think about if I think it's worth the $65 to have the membership. I'm going to add a little bit extra here. I'm just going to add $7 more. And then the other thing that I need to take care of, I'm going to jump into August 1st, not August 1st, the date, the month of August, not August 1st in particular. Because I want to make sure that rent is taken care of. So I'm going to click on rent and it's underfunded by $12.50. So I'm just going to either one, if I put fund half or underfunded, it's the same amount that's due to put in here. And then rent will be taken care of for the month of August. I'm going to go back into July and now I have $1,097.12. T-Mobile is going to be due here. Click underfunded. So now my T-Mobile is taken care of. Renter's insurance, I could start saving up for this again, but I need to edit the target because I think it told me it was only $150 now. That is what the new amount is going to be. I put monthly there, but it's not even monthly. It's going to be yearly and it's $150. And the next time I need it is April 1st. April 1st. Okay, so it's telling me that I need to set $16.67 for that. So, let's scroll down here. We're going to do underfunded. Even though I just put money here, it looks like it's still going to need some more money for the month of August because it's still underfunded here. So I'm just going to do fund half. There you go. And then groceries, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's showing 5 weeks worth of groceries and I do about $90 a week. It's funny because sometimes I feel like I really need more than $90. Sometimes I think it's not enough money and I need like $100 and $110. And then other weeks I can get by on $50. Groceries have changed and my target has not. Like I've been trying to spend $90 on groceries for the last 2 years. So I might edit this target. Let's at least give myself 95 because I am spending more than $90 some weeks. Okay, and then to fully fund it, it needs $475 for the month of August. Let's see in July how much money I still needed. for the month of July. Oh, because I have no money for this week. So it says I need $84.78 more. So I'm gonna go ahead and fund that. And then I'm gonna jump into August and fund some more groceries. I'm gonna fund, we're just gonna put $200 because here it wants me to put $237. And oh wait, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 5 weeks. Okay, for one more week of gas here, it's giving me $40, which that is not going to be enough. It's funny, it's telling me underfunded is $39.34, but to fund half, oh, I guess maybe it always gives you a fund half option, even if you've already put money into it. I'm going to add I think I'm going to add $80 more for this week for gas. Okay, and then the bunnies, I fully spent this category, but that's because I had to buy stuff I wasn't planning on buying. I bought this horrible garden mesh that is already shredded and has holes, and I can't blame the mesh for the reason why the rabbits had escaped, because they didn't even bother with the mesh. But then I had to buy the bird netting, which is what I had before, that kind of detours them from trying to jump over because they can physically see it. This mesh looks really soft and it's easy for them to chew, but the bird netting is not. It's a hard plastic. So I had to overspend here. And also one of the Amazon auto shipments is coming, I think the 31st, and that's going to be like another $22. So I am going to add at least $25 here for one of their auto shipments. I'm very proud that I still have not touched my Oopsie fund. It's at $75. And now I'm down to $535.29. And what I want to do now is just make sure that everything for the month of July is taken care of, that I'm not forgetting about any bills. Everything is looking beautiful. Here I can go ahead and add to my license. It says I need $33 more dollars. I'm just going to go ahead and fund that. I have $502.29. I do want to continue to save up for this sleep cot. It says $215. I'm just going to put, I think maybe $60 more into it right now. Maybe that first paycheck of August, I can actually just fund the rest of it and buy it. I have $442 left. Nanette had mentioned making a category called Friends, I think Friends and Visits. And I like that idea because I was trying to figure out, where do I start putting this dining out money for, like when my family comes to visit or my friends visit. And since that happens several times a year, and it's kind of a bigger deal because sometimes it's like $300 I need to put in there, I think that's a great idea to put like a little category. And I might just put it under this guilt-free spending. I need to delete these numbers because these numbers are no longer correct. This was from the Ramit Sethi's conscious spending that I did, and these are not accurate anyways. But it is guilt-free spending, so I think I might just add a category and steal Nanette's idea, her suggestion, and make it a Friends Visits. And this could go either way. I go to visit my family at Thanksgiving and Christmas and my son's birthday. So there's at least 3 visits a year I'm going to need to save up for. And then my friends from Fresno, they've come twice in a year. I also had my sister come visit me once. In September, I am having my parents and hopefully my son comes to visit, and then possibly another friend might come and visit before then. So I think this is a smart idea. However, I'm not going to put a target on it because right now the only visit I'm planning for is the one in September, the Labor Day visit. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to use it. It's cute. It's like a little buggy car, like a golf cart or something. Okay, so so that's a good idea. Thank you, Nanette, for that. I'm also going to put, like I said, I want to, it's not much, but I want to give my parents some money and my son a little bit of money. So I'm just going to put it there, friends visits, but I think I'm just going to end up, you know, sending that money to my parents and my son. And then here, I don't have quite enough to do my new tires. Ugh. Sorry, I'm going to have to, there's 150. I'm going to move 25 back into ready to assign because I do need to put this money in my new tires. Tires. Oops, I didn't mean to put $17 in there. How did that happen? $17.29. Okay, so there's $17.29. I said I need new shorts. It's not much, but I want to send my parents, I'll send my parents $100 and $25 to my son. I need new shorts. So what I might do is either spend this $17.29 towards shorts, and if I have to, dip a little bit into the Oopsie fund. This is going to go into shopping now. And I'm not going to feel guilty. I'm not going to feel guilty about not being able to give my son more money. It's not something he's expecting. I didn't mention it to my parents or my son. So I think he'll be happy with even just getting $25 extra that he could spend on whatever he wants. Like if he wants to treat himself to his favorite teriyaki place or whatever. He has one that's nearby the home that he really enjoys. So if he wants to spend it on that, you know, I just wanted to give him just a little something. And I want to definitely give my parents some money to help support feeding him right now. Okay, so it looks like everything is taken care of. All the credit cards are taken care of. We're good there. All the bills are paid for the month of July. Yeah, and then coffee, I have 1.5 bags of my coffee left, so I won't have to fund this until August. And I'm really pleased with myself and disciplined enough to put the $300 towards new tires, put some money towards the sleep cot. Emergency fund didn't get any money, but what I also do is whatever money doesn't get spent here in the Oopsie fund, this is supposed to be rolled over into the emergency fund. So hopefully I only spend maybe $20 of this to get some shorts, and then $50 can go into the emergency fund. Yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with this paycheck and how it went. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.